Welcome back, guys, to the part 2 of our series. Most people fail at lab builds because their network isn't isolated. We are doing this the professional way, guys. So by the end of this video, our Ubuntu server and desktop will be communicating on a private, secure virtual network ready for monitoring. So then we'll have to choose our expert mode because we have to do it the professional way. Then afterwards, you need to look for the ISO image that we're working on. At the moment, we want to work on our Ubuntu server. So you go ahead, click on it, make sure it opens, make sure you know the correct place where it's located, the path on your. Then you look for where the Ubuntu server is located on your system. You open, look for the path, you check and see where the virtual box should be visible. Then you type the name you want to use, call your Ubuntu server on the infrastructure. So whatever name you choose to use, it's okay. Server, it does not matter the case of the write-up. It could be small case or an uppercase. So just go ahead and select, use any name of your choice. So server, it's okay. Let's locate where the file is, the ISO file. Confirm that the virtual box is showing on the path, and so you choose others. It takes you to where your folder, then you locate where the ISO device is. I beg your pardon, ISO file. So let's go. Where did I keep? Where was it kept? Let me look at. So the folder, desktop. Yes, download. It should be here. Yes, I got it. So go ahead and select and open it. Select this option. Then the next thing we need to do is we're going to locate where the next step is. So we'll not select that option, we'll move to the next stuff to see the breakdowns. Okay, the way it is, just leave it by default. This one as well, no matter the setup you want to put here, I'd advise you preferably leave the settings that is automatically synchronized by the virtual box that is given to it by your system setup. So just allow it to be. Then we'll check let's check this other option, what's available for us to do here. Is the disk space. As I said, let's just leave it the way it's auto selected, then we'll finish that one. So our server is ready. So the next thing we'll have to do, go back to new select, so we can install our Ubuntu desktop, which is can be named the DevOps machine that is used by the developer himself on the network. So we'll name it, select this option, release it to where. So let's locate where the iOS file for the desktop is, for the Ubuntu desktop. The same drill, when you locate it, you so go ahead, select, open. Then we'll have to unselect this option as how we did the first time. So go ahead, something is wrong with my mouse. So move the cursor, so you unselect. Then we'll check the other options. As I said, you leave it at its default settings, but if you still want to increase, the safe zone is the area with the green indicators. So this should be just fine. So the two machines are so let's install our client, which is an endpoint on the network and enterprise. So we can call it client So we'll do the drill. Go and locate the ISO file for the Windows. Go ahead, open. Then we'll unselect this unintended. Then check other options. They are all safe. Can increase to the point, as I've always said. I have to do for this option. So it doesn't matter what. Just use the default settings. So go ahead, select. Then the whole three machines are all perfectly downloaded. So we'll start the installation of each of the machine. But for this video, we'll install for our Ubuntu Server and Ubuntu desktop. So let's go ahead and start. Click. Then let's go to settings so that we can configure our network. So before that, you go select features. So we'll select these two settings to by directional, so that can enable you move files from your host desktop into the virtual machine. That is what this feature is for. So you go ahead, then let's do for the other one. You select OK. Then let's go to our desktop, Ubuntu desktop. Still the same methods. After settings, you go to features, select to bi-directional. For the others one as well, bi-directional. Okay. So we'll have to do the configuration for our desktop client, our endpoint. So select features. Let's give it its bi-directional feature, so it can copy and share file from your host desktop. Okay. Then now it's time for our network configuration of the machine, so that they can communicate with each other and go browse the internet. But first of all, click network and check what the option is showing. It's supposed to show what is showing right on my screen, virtual box. You can also access it from the option now here, network. It should still show you this if you don't see it. And then you can see we will have where our machines live on the network, their address. As you can see on my screen, you should be seeing the same settings on yours. So we check for our Ubuntu desktop. See, network, the addresses are all available and properly listed, so you should see the same thing as it's seen on my screen. Then even if we go back to the Ubuntu server, we still have the network all connected and assigned. So now we'll have to connect the network, which is the final app. It's very important. So go ahead, click on the server, go to settings. We'll select, go to where network is. You should see it right here on this list. Good. So you will show network adapter is on the NAT network, the first adapter. Go to the second adapter. You have to select this option. Then you drop down and go to host only network, so that the system can connect with the host computer. They can connect even if there is no internet connection. The infrastructure can talk to each other with no data connection. You can do that, but it's advisable to still keep your connection running. So we'll do the same thing for our desktop adapter. You go to network, then we'll look at adapter one. Make sure the settings are selected just as it is on my screen. So on the NAT network, then for this, you select this option, then you list down to the host on the network, just as we did for the previous one. Then we'll have to do the same thing for our client. So select, then locate your network, go to adapter 2. Adapter 1 is the correct way. Then you make sure it's host only adapter. And so that's all for the installation of and the connection of network. So we'll move to the proper opening